process of this collaboration started about 8 months ago when I contacted Morris & Co, asked them if they would be interested in doing a collaboration with me. I've always loved the William Morris world. Nature and art and beauty. Going back to something which is created using the hand in a community in a way which feels super beautiful and timeless.
They didn't have computers. They didn't have any way to show how the image repeated. So they could only design within the confines of the printing block, which were then 21 inches square, which is about 53 centimeters.
Okay.
And so they didn't know whether there was a design fault until they printed it. And it's almost too late.
When you see them, they're so organic and they're so fluid.
Sure.
It's such an amazing skill to see that.
And he also played around with three-dimensional imagery. So on this particular one, for instance, we've got a back print, which is the pale green, as a pattern, and then overlaid with the main design, which is called arbutus, which is the front print. So it's quite 3D, you know, almost like by today's standards, holograms.
Yeah. I love that.
We could do hologram.
Victorian hologram, that's so cool.
When it was only candlelight, all the wallpapers were reflective, so there were gold and silver to make the rooms look lighter. As soon as you got gas lights coming in with the Victorian era, and electric light, they could use dark papers because the light in the room was much brighter.
Amazing.
And that's why his papers were pretty strong and punchy like this.
It's so fascinating when you see these prints and they look so complete. They feel so familiar in a way because they're such a part of, you know, our culture now anyway. But when you go back and listening to you talk about there's actually all this science involved and there's a sense of psychology involved and a sense of, you know, responding to technological, you know, developments at that time. It feels like the shadows of summer in the heat, which is amazing. It's like looking at an Alma Tadema, you know, and we're in like almost like North Africa, or we could be in Japan, or we could, and that's why his stuff's so powerful, because it transports you. We're not just looking at print anymore. It feels like we are directly on the other side of the world. And especially with the Victorians, they were so obsessed with travel, obsessed with collecting. Every time I do a collection, I generally start with a big sketchbook of references to really develop the mood of the work. And this season, it was really about collecting images that all related to the spirit of what I saw in the archive. This page really represents the core of what the collection is all about. I wanted to focus on this like dappled light and how it feels very alive and summery, and it was a way of looking at the prints in a slightly different way. Here is the main development of the fabric story and my reaction to the Morris & Co archive, which I found so incredibly interesting. I developed this story which is all about lightness, because for me, what was so inspiring about the archive was realizing that William Morris was also quite a minimalist, when prior to going in, he felt like a maximalist. So that was the real revelation of my whole experience of this so far. And I really wanted to celebrate that. So we've developed this whole palette of very, very light shades that just feel like that golden summer light, the dappled energy. And also it feels like very much about Bath here, because we've got this beautiful stone, it's golden. And I know that Morris was obsessed with gold. So this feels for me like a very instinctive, quite purist take on the archive, hopefully seen in a slightly more futuristic tense. The show felt like a sort of William Morris, you know, fever dream, summer dream, and then, you know, I thought the models looked amazing and the clothes just really suited them and suited the space and suited my dream of what I wanted this to be. And it was just so great to just release this message, just talking about beauty and lightness and just celebrating nature and textiles and pattern in a way which feels very future tense. It was a real honor.
It was fabulous, beautiful lines, the patterns looked absolutely stunning. It's been a fantastic experience for us and makes us look at these beautiful, timeless and iconic patterns in a different light.